go. I love it. Okay. Cam will be the customer, and let's have Nate show this. I got you. Hey, can I help you?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
So I just finished up work with your neighbor Bob.
Yeah.
Just to let you know what's going on. So we're just taking care of the pest control. My trucks are actually out here right now. If I can fit you in here for super cheap.
Really? What does that discount look like? How much does it cost?
Do you know the square footage of your home?
1,200.
1,200. Cool. What I'm gonna do is just take a quick look around the outside, and I can get you a free quote. It's the gate on the left.
Over here.
Awesome. I'll meet you out back.
Nice job, dude. Nick sold a half summer last year. Tore it up. Can't wait to see what it does with the full summer. It's gonna be spooky. It's gonna be spooky. We'll have to see. What did you guys like? I thought that was like textbook. Really, really good. Anything that stood out to you guys? Yeah.
After he asked, the customer asked, okay, how much is the discount? He went, how much square footage you have, and then he did not ask for permission. He took the assumed permission to go to the gate.
Yeah, love it. No, yeah, that's great. Yeah, we have a tendency sometimes when we're asking to do an inspection or whatever to like ask for permission, right? The best sellers are assumptive and they're confident, and because the customer asks how much, you have permission. Like you don't need to ask permission, you have permission. And so it's an either or close, it's a confident close, and he did that at a high level, so that was super good. So good work, Nate. Okay, what are you treating for? So you do your initial approach, and oftentimes it creates something like this where they're like, what are you treating for? This, it can also sound like, what are you doing at John's house? Any sort of like curiosity question, you're gonna approach this the same. I'll have Cam demo this one. And I'll be the customer. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, how can I help you?
I just finished up work at Bill and Katie's house. Have they told you I'd be stopping by?
What are you doing?
I just do the pest control for them and about 12 others. Who do you guys have doing that for you?
We don't have anyone. What do you do? Like, what are you taking care of their house for?
Let me show you real quick. I just take care of all the general pests in the area. What have you guys typically seen here in the past?
You do ants?
Yeah, good question. We can definitely take care of that for you. Most of the folks around here don't have an infestation, but we do take care of that, especially general maintenance around here. If I could squeeze in with John and Katie, I'd do it for super cheap.
Yeah, we do have ants. So how much is that?
What's the square footage of your home?
2,000?
Cool. Just need to do a quick inspection around the outside of the home, then I can get you that quote. Is the gate over here?
Yeah, you can take a look.
Cool, I'll just meet you in the back.
Okay, awesome. That was good. Solid. What'd you observe? What stood out? Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the ants. He was just like, yeah, sure. He was like, yeah, we take care of that. Like, I'll do that for you.
Yep. Yep, love it. Jenna.
Cam's head nods are doing crazy. I'm like, true, I'm on it, okay?
Yeah, really good. Clear, confident, super good. So, okay, cool. We'll keep moving. Yeah, you can cover.
Sweet. So this is Jalen, photo taken by me. What's cool about this photo is this guy actually came out super feisty and angry, and Jalen was able to overcome all of his objections. We got into the backyard and sold him. So I was stoked to take this picture a while back. But there's a 3-step process to overcoming any objection. And what's cool about our process is it's not confrontational, and it's not even super salesy. It's the way I think of it is that you're educating the customer and reclosing to get and push further through the sale. So our 3-step process is empathy, tailored response, and close. Just kind of as a review, who can tell me what an empathy statement is? What do you got?
You're just acknowledging their like concern. So if they're like, oh yeah, I have no bugs, you're like, oh, I totally understand.
Yeah.
So it's like you're empathizing with them.
Yeah, I like how you said acknowledging and not validating. Some reps' tendency would be like, you're totally right to do that, or you're totally valid, or you should be solid for thinking that. We don't want to validate the customer, but empathy is more so just acknowledging their concern, letting them know that you hear them. And a tailored response, the most important part of this objection cycle, is actually creating an educational phrase or value statement that we deliver to the customer that actually makes sense. So if someone were to tell you this statement, it would actually make sense. Whereas a lot of reps kind of come up with a one-liner and it actually doesn't move the needle anywhere. And so a tailored response actually needs to be valuable and make sense. So we'll go over these objections, but this guy's objection was, you're the third dude by, like I don't need any solar, I don't need any pest control. And Jalen was able to overcome this with this 3-step process. And then he closed. So I think he closed probably 10 to 12 times throughout this process to get the deal. And so this is, like I said, it's a cycle and you'll have to keep closing throughout this process. It's consistent.
Cool. I don't have, so I'll demo this one, and I just want to show, I'm going to do initial approach. Cam's going to give me some sort of concern, and then you're going to listen for me empathizing, saying something that kind of like helps him understand that I'm with him, I hear him. I'm going to share a tailored response, which is going to be like a logic, couple sentences to change his mind or try to change his mind. And then the close is either going to be looping back to try to get to how much, or it's going to be like a softer close, which might just be a question to like re-engage him and open him up again and keep the combo going. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's try it.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
how are you?
Good. What are you up to?
Good. I'm going to be doing work for Doug, your neighbor across the street.
Yeah.
Has he or any of the neighbors told you about me or what I'm doing out here?
No. Who are you?
Okay, so I do the pest control for him and about 20 homes in the neighborhood. I was curious who you guys have doing the bugs this year for you.
We actually don't have a bug problem, so we're good.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Most of these guys, just so you know, they're mainly doing this for prevention, so they don't see too much. It's pretty early in the year to deal with too many bugs, right?
Yeah.
So it's mainly prevention. When was the last time you had the home preventatively treated?
Well, I mean, we've never done it. We moved in like 2 years ago, never had a problem, never seen anything inside. We get the occasional ant in the yard, but
Sure.
they don't come inside the house.
Yeah, if it's been a couple years, so most of these guys get it done pretty often with me, and my trucks are going to be here the next day or two doing a bunch of these guys for prevention. If I could fit you in, because I'm going to have my trucks here, I would be willing to do it for super cheap.
How much do you charge?
Do you know the square footage of the house?
1,200.
Okay, I would do just a quick inspection around the outside for you for free,
Okay.
and just give you a quote on that. Do you have a gate on either side?
Yeah, you can go back there.
Cool, if you want to meet me in the back, I'll show you a quote.
Sure.
So what, I guess if we're like playing it back, what happened there? What was his objection and what happened? Yeah.
Not seeing any bugs.
Okay, so not seeing bugs. So I did my initial approach, doing work with the neighbor. Anyone told you, no, cool, I don't need this. Like, I'm not seeing bugs. What was my empathy statement?
Yeah, none of the neighbors.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, none of the neighbors have had a problem with it either. They're just helping us with us doing some preventative work.
Good, yeah. So we're kind of, sometimes it feels like the empathy and the tailored response kind of blend together, right? So the empathy there is probably like, cool, no problem, I totally hear that. Just so you know, most of these guys aren't seeing too much either, period. That's probably the end of the empathy, right? Now my logic was what? What was, there were a couple lines there that may have changed his mind. What was that?
You talked about how it's early in the season and a lot
Yeah.
of neighbors are doing preventative treatments.
Yes.
So that
The word prevention is your best friend when you're dealing with the no bugs objection. No bugs, you're always going to use the word prevention in a tailored response. If it's early in the summer, even if it's not early in the summer, a lot of times you can still get away with saying that. Like it's early, it's honestly early to see too much. Like sometimes in August I'll say that. It still works. They're like, yeah, you're right. It's fall when you see all the spiders, you know? Which is true. Like spiders are a fall pest, you know? And so it's always too early for something. So you can get away with those. Those are lines that I like. That's my go-to tailored response for no bugs. So every single time all summer long when I get the no bugs objection, I'm not reinventing the book. I'm not rewriting it, or I'm not like having to make anything up. I'm saying that. That's my go-to thing. So when my heart's beating fast and I'm nervous, I've said that line so many times over and over again that I can just rip it, right? So anyway, that's huge. And then my close was what? Yeah.
Mentioning once again that you can fit them in.
Okay, I did something before that though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had the home
Yes.
professionally
Yeah,
treated or
yeah,
preventatively?
exactly. So I did end up going with a hard close after the soft close. The soft close was, when was the last time you had the home professionally treated? Right? It kind of warmed him up and gave me a little bit of momentum. And then when I feel like I had some, then I went for the how much. Sometimes you can go for the how much too early without any momentum built. And so I built it a little bit with that soft close, engaged him, and then went for the how much. Okay? So your goal over the next couple weeks, as we start to get deeper in the sale, is there's 20, 30 common objections. No bugs is one of them, right? What are the other ones?
Not interested.
Yeah, like a plain not interested without any info, which that one kind of sucks because you're like, I don't know what to say to you. But then you empathize and you try to pull some out of them so that you can get an actual objection, right? That you can speak to with a tailored response.
Here's an actual one, my spouse is in home.
Spouse is a great one. We don't do chemicals. We have a dog. We have kids.
Do it ourselves.
Do DIY. DIY.
Already have a company?
Yep. Already got someone. You're the third person by. Okay, so anyway, our homework for you, we're going to teach switchovers right now, but learn these and learn good responses to all of them. You will make a lot of money this summer if you can learn the responses to those objections. Okay? All right. You guys ready?
All right, let's lock in.
Okay.
Let's lock in.
Let's
Tune in. Switch over to FM. Here we go. If you're going to sell a lot of switchovers this summer, it is important that you have the right mindset for it. I would say 80% of the switchovers you will sell aren't from how you're saying it or what you're saying. It first comes with the mentality that I can do this. And I feel like a lot of reps shy away from switchover conversations or even like switchover opportunities to sell someone, and it's because they say, I have this company, go away, I'm all set. And so getting in the right mindset is the first step. And so it's really important that you know if someone has a company, it means they're already pre-qualified and doing the service, and they're also sellable for your service. So there's not a whole ton of, do they have enough money or can they make this work today? Like they already have the service today. So they did the hard work by already getting it done. It's your job now to add value and switch them to our company.
Another objection that didn't come up, price objection, right? You won't get a price objection, at least on the porch, super early with the switchover because it's already in their budget. Like they already pay for pest control, right? So that's beautiful because it's one less objection I have to deal with. And yeah, to Cam's point, like these can be some of the easiest sales that you'll have all summer because you're literally, the beauty of pest control is it's not like alarms or solar where like you're pulling panels off a roof or whatever. Like it's a different truck showing up and spraying the home. That's it. It's a different guy. And so it's easy. It's very easy to switch pest companies. People switch all the time. And so a lot of your sales this summer will be switchovers.
Part of switchovers and just situational selling in general is you being a normal human being. I think the biggest turnoff for most customers is just when you act super salesy. I've bought in some cars and like if the salesman was like super kind of weird and not normal or like talk to me normal, I'd probably look for a new guy. And so don't be a robot when you are pitching a customer or trying to sell someone on a switchover. And the reason they probably bought from the guy before is because he was a likable guy and they trusted him within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the sale. So there's been a lot of times actually when I've sold an account and I know the rep, he was in that area with me and I was like, yeah, he's a solid dude, like cool guy. I would have bought pest control from him too. And Parker and Gabe always say this, people buy from people they like and trust. And so if you can be a likable person and a trustworthy rep, within the first 5-10 minutes, you'll gain a lot more traction and attract more people naturally.
Yes. Before I move on from this slide, what are our two main closes that we use in our initial approach? So we have two kind of bread and butter closes that we usually use in our initial approach. What are they?
When was the last time you had the home professional treated?
In the initial approach.
Oh.
So one of them is the Black Friday kind of close here, Nate.
Yeah, super cheap.
Yes.
Who do that?
Yes, exactly. So most initial approaches, you're either gonna go, my trucks are here, if I can't fit you in, it's super cheap, or it's about half off, right? The other one that we teach a lot is, who do you have doing the pest control for you this year? If you knock 20 homes in a row, or even for me, it's like a couple, and I have someone, and I'm in a neighborhood, I'm gonna start using the who do you have doing it this year, because I'm situationally selling, right? I think of it as like fishing. I want to use the right bait to, for fish, and like if I'm using the wrong bait, then I'm gonna have a hard time. And so if I'm in a switch over neighborhood, if it's kind of cookie cutter and then most people have someone, my initial approach is gonna be, how's it going? I do work for X, Y people. If they told you about me, no, cool. It's pest control. Who do you have doing that this year? I would not be doing the discount pitch. Does that make sense? That is an example of situational selling that is important. So it's the same process with switchovers. I threw this slide on here again because I just want to reiterate, like, a switchover, what we're about to teach you in terms of the flow, it's basically the same process, okay? There's one layer that's added, and it's called qualifying. Because there are scenarios where a switchover can be in contract, and you might be wasting your time and their time. And we'll talk about that in a second. So switchover, first thing you want to do is empathize. And with the switchover, it's crazy important to empathize. If you don't, it will feel adversarial. It will feel like you're trying to bash them. That's exactly right. That's the right word. Like, they'll feel like you're Bible bashing right out of the gates, and they're gonna have if someone has someone and they see pest control and it's a door approach, they're gonna come like this. And to get them to bring them down, you have to empathize very properly. Does that make sense? So I literally maybe not literally, maybe sometimes, yeah. If your body language is bad and you're on their doorstep, it might be like that. But yeah, that was not literally. They will, but they will emotionally, socially be like this. So I have this phrase, chill bill. Like you need to relax and you need to share a very nice empathy statement. And what that will sound like on a switchover is you need to borderline compliment them for having a company. So Cam says,
I got a guy. Yeah, I'm good. I got a company all set up. So.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, you have to have someone out here. So I'm glad that you have something set up.
Yeah.
Boom. That's my empathy. Okay.
Game over.
Notice I did not compliment them on who they have, but the idea that they have someone, right? I'm not swinging it so far, like you have active. That is such a smart decision, right? No, it's the idea that they have someone. That's step one.
With qualifying, this part is added, and it's only to save you time. If you want to learn how to do this, we have higher level reps that switch people over mid-contract, but 90% of your switchovers, it's going to be this framework, and you're not going to switch them out of contract. So you're asking these questions: who treats your home? Obviously, they're going to tell you probably who do you have treating your home on that initial approach. You'll say, oh, I have Active, I have Moxie. You might even have to go one more where they're like, I have a guy. Totally hear you. Who did you end up using this year? In a bit more of a nicer tone to get that company out of them. And you're going to ask, who treats your home? Why would that even be valuable to know which company does it? Aren't they all the same, or what's the?
Some of their prices are rated differently.
Cool. Yeah. So everyone's priced differently. That's one cool feature. Brady, what do you got?
You're able to minimize and maximize the value of your treatment better.
100%. So if I know, he has Rumble pest control coming in hot, there's going to be some things that I'll say differently because I know what Rumble does versus Aptiv or Moxie, or whether it's a nationwide company or a local guy. And then how long have they been coming out? Why is this one important? Why would you even need to know that info? Yeah, what was your name?
My name is Jacob.
Jacob, nice to meet you.
Well, if they've been coming out for a while, sometimes again they'll pricing is not. I'm guessing they don't want pricing that's great, or maybe they won't have had treatments recently.
Yeah.
And whereas if it's someone that just got their new company 3 weeks ago, maybe they've already got treatment, so that would be very great.
Yeah, for sure. So knowing the amount, how many times they've come out or when they have come out is super valuable.
Then you can also know if they're still in contract.
100%.
That's the most important piece. Yes.
That's probably the most valuable piece of info to know if they're still in the contract or not.
And pest contracts technically they're usually 1 year. So usually if they've been with them for 1 year plus, then you're golden. There are some of our Utah competitors that are now doing 2-year contracts, and your manager will help you to know who those are so that you can kind of like ask the right questions and navigate that. And then so you're gonna once you've got those questions, you're gonna use that info to now share a really strong statement that helps them be open to switching to you. So like that might sound like something like, cool, well, customer, just so you know, I've had some people this year want to try us out from some of the nationwide companies like Terminex or Active or whatever. The main reason why is, and you're gonna share a couple reasons, right? I'm local to this area, so the service is tailored to this market. I'm also adding a couple of additional services that the neighbors are loving, and my price is pretty dang competitive compared to some of the bigger companies. And then it comes time to close.
This one's my favorite. Parker's done some cool closes, and there's a couple different closes you can do. Obviously, if it's a local mom and pop shop, you're not going to want to say super cheap because they might actually be way cheaper than you. Especially if you're a Missouri kid type of contract. So it is important to close with the right close and framework here. One close that Parker kind of teaches is like selling yourself, and it's like, if you were to give me a shot, we take care of your home really well, and I do it for half my normal cost. So it brings you into the conversation and just kind of getting on a more personal level. I've heard him say like, let's just get it done, Jerry, like you need this. But for the most part, it's my trucks are already here, and you're gonna empathize with this, or you're gonna lead with this urgency of your trucks being in the neighborhood and they're already there, so why not give it a try? If we could fit you in, we would do it for half our normal prices, like a typical close that you'd go here with.
Cool, so we'll pause there and we'll just show up to this point. Does that sound good? So let's have Cam demo this, and you can follow along. So I'm going to be a switchover objection. Watch him empathize. Watch him ask the questions to qualify. Tailor response, close. So it's literally the same steps as a normal objection, but you're layering in the qualify component so that you don't waste your time, and so that you can have the right company to share a tailored response from, right? Because your tailored response will vary depending on who it is that they have. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good, how are you doing?
Good, what's up?
Just finished up work at Bill. Did he let you know I'd be stopping by?
Yeah, I have a pest control company, so
For sure.
I'm all good, man.
You gotta have a guy out here. Who did you end up
Yes,
using this year?
You do have to. I have Terminex, the big one.
Cool. Yeah, I totally get it. And how long have they been coming out for you?
When we moved in, we just saw an ad and we hired them, so that's probably been 3 years.
Okay, cool. Well, just something to keep in mind. My name's Cam with Palisade Pest.
Uh-huh.
We're the local bug guys around here, so I've upgraded a bunch of Terminex customers to our local treatment. And
Okay.
since they do mainly just a base general spray, I like to treat the yard where the bugs actually come from,
Uh-huh.
and it's making sense for a bunch of folks. If I could squeeze you in and you were willing to give me a shot, I'd do it for super, super cheap.
Okay. Well, we still see bugs.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I like that you're local. Are you cheaper, or what does that look like?
Good question. For most of Terminex customers, it kind of depends on the square footage. Do you know the square footage of your home?
It's like 2,000.
Cool. I'll just do a quick inspection around the outside of the home, and I'll
Uh-huh.
get you that free quote.
Okay.
Is your gate over here?
Yeah.
I'll just meet you in the back.
Cool. That was awesome. Good job. Okay, so replay it for me real quick. What worked, and what did he say?
Local.
That was so yeah, let's go through it one step at a time. But yes, that was money. Like his tailored response was super good. So from the top, normal thing. I kind of cut him off earlier, right? I didn't even let him fully get through his initial approach, which will happen sometimes. But he was ready. It was like he's done it 1,000 times, way more than 1,000 times. Empathy, which was great. It just kind of rolled off like, oh yeah, you got to have someone out here, right? And it like reset me. I was like, oh, he's not here to fight. I can put I can chill out. Then he, let's see. I think you asked who did it. At one point I said Terminex, the big one. You said how long? 3 years.
So yeah, he did the thing where instead of saying which company he has right off the bat, he said I got a guy, and that's why it's really important to re-ask the question in a non-confrontational way. So I didn't say who do you have again. I said who did you end up using this year for the pest control, and that brought it out. He said, oh yeah, I saw an ad for Terminix. So if you just say who do you have doing the pest control for the initial approach, and they're like, I'm good, I got a guy, and you say, who do you have doing your pest control? It's almost like his arms are like coming back up. He's like, I'm getting ready to fight you again. So very important when you're asking the who, tailor it a little bit different so it's more gentle.
And then, so Terminix, and then what was it? His tailored response was so good. It was like, I'm local, I can do more than they can because we know this area, we do the yards, we stop things out further from the house. I think I said I'm up, yeah, there you go.
You said like you're upgrading.
Oh yeah, the word upgrade is strong. Love that word for switchovers. Like I'm upgrading a lot of the homes here from some of the big companies like Terminix. We're local, I'm doing way more.
Just
and
to
then
make it sense of that.
a little bit of a price, like a price kind of tease at the end, and then close with, if you'd be willing to give me a shot while I'm here, I'd be willing to do it for super cheap.
Yeah.
And then he drew out the how much. Yeah, Jenna.
Something I really liked is something I've been thinking about is if I was the one receiving that tailored response, would I then be sold? And
Yeah.
like I think those logic statements like we're gonna push the bugs out from the yard, like things that logically make sense and it's a tangible evidence of like this is what we're doing and it's how you're going to be affected.
Yeah.
To me that is a really powerful selling point.
Yep, I love that. The best sellers use good logic and they close. Like it's just they're not going through the motions, just sharing words. They're really trying to be intentional with what they actually say with the time that they have. So this usually will create a conversation where you're now on the inspection. Sometimes this will happen still on the porch with the switchover because they again still feel like they already have kind of what you got, and so you have to kind of get into it a little bit on the porch. So sometimes one of my closes that I'll use is when you called out Terminix, or when you saw that ad, what was it mainly that you started with them for? And then it creates a conversation where I'm now kind of in a presentation, which we are next week going to be covering the inspection, which is where we talk about this stuff. But I'm going to get into it a little bit tonight, just so you can kind of understand how we navigate it. So there's three things: need, value, and urgency. Need, service, and price on a switchover. So I'm going to talk about why they called them out and get talking about that. And then the words minimize and maximize were used. And I'm basically going to try to take what they have and I'm going to build on it, right? So if they're doing X, then I'm doing X plus Y, and I'm adding to it, and I'm making that clear to the customer. And then when I feel like I've created some value and some separation there, I get into the price again. And I loop back to the fact that like, if they give me a shot while I'm here in the next couple of days, I will do it for super cheap. And then at some point I'm in my price presentation. Does that make sense? So sometimes that's happening even on the porch. But a lot of times it's on an inspection, just like any other sale. So I'm gonna keep this part simple tonight and just kind of keep it at that. But I might kind of show you a full switch over all the way through, and then we're gonna let you guys break out tonight and do some practice with your managers on this. I want you in your practice tonight mainly to focus on the doorstep, but I will show kind of a full run through of a switchover, showing you how with Cam I'll kind of talk bugs for a little bit, why they called them out, see if I can find something that's like a need that's being unmet, and then I'll kind of minimize what they got going and maximize my thing, tell them about my price, and then I'll get into my rate card at the end of that. So, okay, so I'm gonna show one more example of a switchover, and then I'll get into this part, the presentation part. Okay, let's do it. Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Good. I'm Parker. I do work for Bob, your neighbor next to you. Yeah. Has he talked to you, or have any of the neighbors told you what I'm doing?
No. Who are you?
Okay. I do the bugs for
Okay.
him and about 20 homes here.
Sure.
Who do you have doing it this year for you?
Yeah, we're all set. I got a local guy that I use.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. You gotta do something for the bugs out here, for
Right.
sure. So, do you mind me asking who does it?
It's just Dan's Pest Control.
Okay.
Over on 45th.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. And he's been doing it for a while now.
Probably 12 years, since we moved in.
Yeah, that's great. You've been in the neighborhood that long, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Quite a few.
Yeah, that's awesome. This is a great neighborhood. So
Mhm.
cool. Well, hey, just something to think about. I've had some people this year want to try our group out. They're upgrading to us just because, from what I know about Dan's group, they do the base of the house pretty well. But up top, some of the pitches and eaves we can get up there with like a brush and we clean up the cobwebs.
Yeah, I usually have to spray wasp.
Yeah, so like even walking up, I could see some of the lights with webs on it and the wasps and things like that.
Yeah.
So we do not just the base of the house, but we do the top as well.
Okay.
And honestly, I think my best part is the price. I'm really competitive on it, especially with the fact that I do like the whole house, top to bottom.
Sure.
So
How
anyway,
much do you charge for up there?
Yeah. Do you know the square footage of your house?
27.
Okay, I would just do a quick walk around with you, maybe five minutes or so, and then I can just show you a quote on that.
Alrighty.
Do you have a gate on either side?
It's just over here.
Cool. All right, let's take a look. Okay, and then I guess I'll show you this. So now we're on inspection. So need, value, urgency. Those are my 3 words. Need, service, price, I guess is another way to say it.
Dan is about to get.
Dan's gonna get sold. Dan's about to get absolutely sold. Dan, I'm Parker, or you're not Dan.
No, Dan's my pest control.
Dan is.
I'm Cam, and Dan's my guy.
Yeah.
Cam and Dan.
Okay. How long? You said you've been here 12 years?
Yeah.
That's
12.
awesome. Cool. That's great. Well, when you started with Dan, was it mainly just prevention you were looking for, or what was it that what has he done for you? Mainly just the base of the house, or?
Yeah, so Karen, our HOA president, she just said we should use them. So we just kind of automatically, Dan started coming, and he does all the houses here, so we figured we'd just kind of jump on. But
That makes sense, yeah.
yeah, he just sprays the base,
Right.
goes around the outside.
Yeah, I've had quite a few people that started with Dan, because I know Karen recommended all the neighbors.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like I showed you on the porch, the main thing that a lot of these guys are switching for is just that top. Because if you're paying for pest control, but then you're still doing the top half, it doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah, I didn't know they did up there.
Yeah.
Or
So so we would do the top half for you. We don't just do the base. I do the base as well. So we would treat a couple feet up and out around the whole perimeter.
Sure.
I also granulate the yard, so that makes a huge difference for that.
You do the
So
yard
we catch
too.
things out further away from the house.
Okay. I usually have to put like pellets out.
Yeah, yeah, we would. This is gonna change your life.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna make it so you don't have to be the bug guy.
Yeah.
Alongside Dan.
Okay.
So, and then what I do up here is I knock the webs down and I clean it up, and then I put product up there, and it repels the spiders from coming back.
Sure.
So in between treatments, it stays clean and nice, and you don't get them like reforming on the home like they are.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
So people love that. I come 4 times a year for all of my customers in here.
Okay.
Dan's coming how often?
Same.
Okay.
Every 3 months.
So it'd be the same frequency as Dan is coming. We notify you before we're coming each time. And then, like I said, I have a bunch of these guys that I'm doing the rest of the day today and tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you'll work with me on the timing, then I can do it for a really awesome price.
Yeah. What does that look like? What does the price look like?
Okay, let's show you the price. Here we go. Cool. So you're home. I'm just gonna keep doing this.
Keep going.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll just do
We're
it.
here.
We're here. What's the square footage of your place again?
2,700.
Okay, awesome. So I come, like I said, 4 times a year. I break it up into little monthly payments for you.
Okay.
Let me show you how this looks. So the first one's usually a couple $100, especially because I would take some time to get all the webs and stuff. But if you gave me a shot, instead of the $250, I would do that first one for just $150. And then I charge monthly just throughout the year, probably similar to how he does. And for our service, it's $60. So you just pay $60 throughout the year to keep it active.
Okay.
So it's $150 to start, $60 throughout the year.
Does that include the inside, or what's the inside look like?
Yeah, I do the inside as well.
But that's
Would
same
you
price?
would you want the garage done?
Yeah.
Okay, the garage. If you wanted the inside of the garage done as well, I would do that for $65.
Okay.
So 65 would be your all-in number, and that would get you inside of the garage as well.
Okay.
If
Cool.
you're good with that. So
Yeah.
will you be here the next day or two?
Yeah, we're retired.
Okay. All right. Well, let me grab some info. Okay. All right, we switched over. And then last step before you guys go break out. So Most companies have a retention department if they're smart and a sophisticated company, which some are not, but some are. We have a template that we'll send you that basically helps the customer cancel without getting on the phone with their save accounts team. And so they'll send that, you basically will have a template and you'll say, oh, in fact, I'll show how I would basically do it. But and this is at the very end of my sale. So I'm done, the account's sold. And then, hey, by the way, obviously I don't want you paying for 2 pest companies. So like, my goal is to make this a home run for you. I have a template you can send to your guy if you have an email or you know, his phone number, and it basically just kind of legally cancels it out for you. So I'll send that to you. Okay. And I have your phone number from the agreement, so I'll send that to you, and you can just insert your name in there. It's just a simple template that allows you to cancel with him. You can push that to them. Okay. So it's cool. Anyway. All right. Any takeaways? You guys good on this? What's that? Yeah. I know. You guys could all teach me a lesson on contract value. Come on, dude. 150? What is that?
That's not even mosquitoes. Like, we're not giving them.
There wasn't mosquitoes. I didn't even sell mosquitoes.
Well, we might as well include them.
Might as well include it. Bro, it's an 865. It's not toilet water. 865 will pay the bills, dude. Come on. Dan's charging him like a chicken sandwich every week. Dan's probably cheap. All right. Okay, let's break out into groups and practice this. I'm gonna put it on.